Simon, honey, do you know when you'll be coming home? Your father doesn't seem like he's feeling too well. We decided to take him to the hospital. Do you think you'll be able to make a visit?
Oh, is it finally time to bid farewell to the old man? About time. I've waited years for this.
That isn't very nice. Why would you say something like that? This isn't the time to be joking around, honey. We need you here. Can you make it?
I don't know. I'm kinda busy. Maybe if I feel like it.
If you feel like it? What are you saying? Your father might be in critical condition. This could be life-threatening.
I said I'm busy. You can be so persistent sometimes. Oh, but if there's going to be other relatives coming to visit, don't forget to tell them that I'm late because of work. I can't have you telling stories and ruining my reputation. Got to make sure they still think I'm a great guy.
All right, I will. But, honey, I'm sure your dad would be very happy to see you. Your visit might be just what he needs to get better. We'll be waiting, okay? Be sure to visit as soon as you can.
Yeah, whatever. For God's sake, I thought taking care of the house was your job. And now you're bothering me with all these things I really don't care about. You should really do better. Aren't you supposed to be my wife?
All right, I'll try to do my best. But please promise me you'll come and visit once you have the time.
You home?
Yes, I'm home. Is something wrong? I thought you were taking a day off from work today. I can tell you've been very busy with your job recently. You had to leave during the middle of the funeral, and you didn't even have the time to say goodbye.
I'm heading home right now. I guess I should tell you that I quit my job.
What? Why would you do something like that?
Dad left a fortune. Haven't you heard? Actually, don't answer that question. I didn't know about it until now, so there's no chance you knew. Apparently, there's nearly $4 million left in his bank account.
Is that so? But I still don't see why you would just quit your job like that. There's no reason to.
You really don't get it? Jeez. Just what you would expect from someone who's poor. You can be so ignorant sometimes. Use your brain for once. Who needs to work when they have $4 million?
I don't see where this is going.
Oh, but I do. I guess I'm just different from mindless peasants like you.
Are you calling me a peasant?
Am I wrong? You grew up poor, and I don't think you're rich right now. I'm going to inherit all of the money, Rose, which means that I'm going to become a millionaire. That's why I quit my job. Why work when you can have all the cash in the world? Maybe I'll start a new business or something. After all, I can do anything with the $4 million.
Do you really think you can start a business? That sounds difficult. Do you have any specific plans?
Don't act like you know anything about businesses. A brain-dead female like you wouldn't understand.
You sound very sure of yourself. But are you sure quitting your job was a good idea? Your company has always been good to you. Your salary was above average, and you never had any complaints before. They took proper care of its employees. Most people would probably die for a job like that. I hope you won't regret it.
You really don't understand a single thing, do you? Poor people. They just don't think the same way as millionaires like me. You're pathetic.
I think you're rather far from becoming an actual millionaire.
Poor people really are the worst. All they do is complain and kill the mood. They just can't understand how cultured people think. That's part of the reason why I hated living with you. Good thing we can finally end it.
Sorry, I don't think I'm following. Could you clarify what you mean by end it?
You can leave now. Get out of the house.
Get out of the house? But doesn't that mean...
Wow, you actually can use your brain! Yes, it means I'm kicking you out. I don't need you anymore. I am about to be able to get whatever I want with this money. I have no need for you. Not that you were of any use to begin with.
Wait, you're really going to kick me out?
Yes. Can't you read? It's pretty much a guarantee that I'm going to inherit Dad's fortune. I'm the oldest man in the household. I also made sure to take care of him these last few years. That leaves a good impression when we divide up what he's leaving behind.
But you didn't take care of him. I was the one who took care of your dad all these years.
So, you're not actually his family, though. You're my wife. As worthless as you are, if you took care of my dad, then good. That means that I taught you well. It also means that my brother had less chances of leaving an impression. I doubt he'd be getting anything. So, I'll be living a happy life with Dad's 4 million from now on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're basically telling me is that as soon as you thought that you were going to inherit the 4 million, you decided to kick me out of the house?
Yes, that's what I've been telling you for the past hour or two. I knew you were slow, but this is starting to get annoying. Anyways, now that you finally understand why I don't need you anymore, it's time to arrange our divorce. And no, you don't have to worry about the cost. I'll cover all the filing fees. I'll even pay you an extra 50,000 if you leave quickly.
Really? You're willing to do that for me?
I have money to spare, unlike you. But once you accept the money, that's going to be the end of the story. We're never going to have another conversation again, is that clear? I'll be busy starting a new life in luxury. I don't have time to deal with you.
Can I just ask you a few more questions? You seem eager. Were you planning this divorce for a while?
Of course I was. What's the point of being married to a woman who can't even give me a child?
But we didn't have time for a child. I was busy taking care of your dad, and you rarely came home.
Enough with your excuses. Just get out of the house, you hear? You'll have to get out eventually because I'm going to sell it.
Sell it? But why? It's full of fond memories with your dad. You probably have more than I do. Don't you want to keep it?
I'm getting ready to buy a new house, and I need that old house to help me pay the mortgage. I'm willing to pay you 50,000, so quit complaining. It might be a large sum of money for the likes of you to handle, but consider it as compensation for me cheating.
I knew it. You really were cheating on me all along. I'm guessing that means you'll be moving in with the woman that you were cheating on me with then?
Starting to feel jealous. Doesn't matter. You'll be out of the house, and you won't have anything to do with me for the rest of your miserable life.
It's only been 10 days since your dad passed away, and you're already making plans to sell this house. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I can tell that you really don't care about your father.
You're talking way too much. I don't consider you my wife anymore. You don't have a say in anything. I suppose you want me to thank you for helping me take care of Dad. But that was the one and only thing you were actually useful for. Now that that's over, I have no reason to keep you. The 4 million is pretty much already in my pocket. Just be smart for once. Take the 50,000 and leave.
All right then. I agree with the divorce.
That took you long enough. I want you to pack everything up and leave the house by the end of the day. Is that clear?
Yes, I hear you. Fine. I'll get the documents ready and send them to you. Or maybe I can just leave them on the kitchen table when I leave. When will you transfer the 50,000 to my bank account?
The faster the better. My current savings should be just enough. I can't wait until I get the inheritance. 50,000 is nothing compared to 4 million.
Then you can transfer the money to me today. I'll be accepting that as compensation for you cheating on me. Thank you for taking care of me. Though there really isn't much to thank you for.
What the hell is going on, Rose?
What? I thought we weren't going to talk anymore after we got divorced.
I still haven't received my inheritance. Have you heard anything from the lawyers? You better not hide anything from me.
So that's what you contacted me for? I don't think you'll be getting anything, Simon.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't think you'll be getting a dime.
I don't get it. Where's my 4 million? I've been waiting.
I really don't understand how you thought you would be receiving anything.
I'm the oldest man in the family, now that Dad is out of the picture. I should be the one to inherit all of his fortune.
Roy left a will. You didn't hear about it?
Obviously not if I have to ask you about what's going on.
After the funeral, an executor from the court came to pay his respects. He was apparently named by your dad before he passed, and he was responsible for carrying out his wishes. We arranged a date where we could talk about the contents of the will. Don't worry about it. It's already done.
Why haven't I heard anything about it?
Because you were barely at the funeral. You left early, remember? We decided that there wouldn't be much of a problem without you, so we didn't bother contacting you.
What the hell?
According to the will, your dad decided to hand all of his fortune to me. It was very kind of him.
I don't have time for all this nonsense. Just tell me the truth.
If you don't believe me, why don't you ask your brother? He should be able to tell you a lot. After all, he is the one that was appointed to take over the family company.
Are you kidding me?
I suppose it doesn't really have much to do with you, since you were never really good at working in general. If I remember correctly, that's why you were working at another company, right? Anyways, your brother inherited your dad's company, and I inherited his fortune.
You inherited the 4 million? There's gotta be a mistake.
There's no mistake. For the past several years, I alone took care of Roy after his retirement. It wasn't easy, since you wouldn't allow me to hire help. The least you could have done would be to give me a helping hand, but you never even bothered to do that. Your dad kept silent about it, but he resented you for never lifting a finger or caring enough to help him.
Why wouldn't he say anything?
Why should he have to? You're his son. By the way, he also knew that you were cheating on me. I'm guessing that's the reasoning behind why he decided not to give you anything.
But the lawyer said that there was a fortune of 4 million.
There is. It's just that none of it is going into your pocket. I'm just guessing here, but I'm pretty sure the lawyer never said anything about you being the one receiving it. That will be all. We're already divorced, and there's nothing holding the two of us together. I have no intention of associating with you anymore.
Don't you talk to me like that, you pathetic woman. Why do you get to keep all the money? You're not even related to my dad. You barely even knew him. I should be the one receiving the 4 million. Not you. Me.
If I barely knew him, then why would I look after him all these years? If I didn't know him, I wouldn't do something like that, would I? The reality is I knew him much better than you did, especially in the last few years of his life. I think it's about time you came to terms with the facts. You're a horrible person, and this is what you get for your actions.
Okay, fine. I guess you knew him. Whatever. But that doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about right now. Stop going off topic.
Really? I think it has everything to do with it. You're the one who started the conversation about what happened to the money, right? So I'm just trying to be nice and explain to you how your dad was kind enough to grant me his fortune, and the reasons as to why you weren't able to receive anything from such a kind man like him. I don't see why you're having trouble following.
He's my dad, though.
Oh, now you care about him all of a sudden? I still remember when you didn't even bother to show up at the hospital when I called you. The only thing you did was attend the funeral, and even then, you left early and barely bothered to pay respects. Come to think of it, I don't think you even tried to act mournful. It's sad to think that you only thought of your father as a source of wealth.
That's not true at all.
I don't know. At the very least, that's the impression most of your relatives, your dad, and I got looking at how you usually behaved. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Regardless of what's true, just keep in mind that you won't be getting anything from him. Whatever you decide to do from now on, I don't really care. We're divorced. Just do it where I can't see you.
I'm going to make you regret acting so arrogant. And what about the 50,000 I paid you? What about that?
I thought we were clear about that. It's compensation.
What do you mean, compensation?
You're the one who suggested it. Compensation for you cheating on me. If you have any more problems, I would appreciate it if you would talk about it to my lawyers. I don't want to listen to you complaining all day long, and I also have nothing more to say to you.
But my money! Where's my money?
You should think about how you behaved. You were so busy with work that you barely came home. You rarely helped out with taking care of the house, much less caring for your father. Even when you were at home, you would just lie on the sofa watching TV all day, like a couch potato. Frankly speaking, I think both your dad and I had enough. We expected more from you, and I'm sorry it had to come to this.
It's not my fault. I was busy. Are you telling me that I'm not allowed to spend a day off relaxing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But were you really that busy? Are you sure you weren't just going out with whoever you were cheating on me with? Judging from how well you are with your work, I doubt you had any important roles at the company. It's not just your work ethics that's a problem. It's also your values. If you think getting a divorce the moment you were getting $4 million was a good idea, then I have no words for you.
It's not like that. I had problems too. I was stressed out. I'm just not the type of person to show it or talk about it. Come on, there has to be some goodness in you. Share the inheritance with me. Don't you think it's wrong to keep all that money to yourself? I never knew you were so greedy.
What problems did you have? Care to explain? You barely put any money into the house, no matter how many times I asked. When I was having trouble making ends meet, you went on a solo vacation to Paris. And now you're asking me to give you a part of the fortune? I'm sorry, but I can't agree to that.
You knew about the vacation to Paris?
Yes, and there's a lot more secrets I know about you, so don't think you can fool me. There's no point in talking to you anymore, is there? I already moved out of our old house, just like you ordered me to do. If you want to sell it to buy a new house, then please, help yourself. I don't care. Just don't think you'll be getting much out of it.
But I invested like $1 million for the new house. I already got a mortgage. I was going to pay it off with the inheritance. Now what am I supposed to do? I'm broke.
I don't know, but don't ask me. It's not my problem. You're the one who offered the $50,000. I just accepted it.
But this wasn't the way things were supposed to go.
You really only have yourself to blame for all this. I think you should start looking at the hard truth, Simon.
I'm sorry, dear. I apologize for my actions. Please, forgive me. Just give me my portion of the inheritance.
Your father didn't leave you anything, remember? A portion of 0 is 0. You're not getting anything. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Everything your father left is safely passed on to the hands of your brother and me. There's nothing left for you. Please, enjoy your luxurious new life with your girlfriend.
But Rose, I don't have a job anymore. I don't have a job and I have a mortgage to pay. Your husband is having a hard time right now. Don't you think you should be doing your duty as a wife and help me out?
I'm not your wife anymore, honey. Did you forget? We had a divorce. I spent a large chunk of my life taking care of Roy. There's a lot of things I missed out on, and I think he realized that too. I'll be making up for the time I lost. I'm sure he'll want me to spread my wings. The first thing I wanted to do was get a divorce, but I didn't have the courage to bring it up. I was lucky you did.
Help me, please. Even if we aren't married anymore, we spent years together. We used to love each other so much.
But did you? If you did, that was a long, long time ago. The past several years was one of the hardest times of my life. I'm almost 40 now, but it looks like life will finally become better. I'm sorry to say that I can't say the same for you, Simon. Simon continued sending messages to Rose, but she never saw it. She already blocked him. The lawyers Simon consulted all told him that he won't get any portion of the inheritance, and that was when he finally realized that there was nothing more he could do. He was broke, and he was also deep in debt. He needed to accept his consequences. Once his girlfriend realized that he wouldn't be getting any money, she left him. The new house they were planning to live in has been taken away as well. Simon begged for help from Rose, Sydney, and other relatives, but they all decided against it, and Simon had no other choice but to find a new job. The only reason he was able to work at a reputable company before was because Simon's dad owed the CEO a favor, not because he was skilled in any way. He wasn't able to find a full-time job, nor a proper part-time job. The only place that was willing to employ him was a shady factory out of state. The working conditions were terrible, and he is currently forced to work day and night with little to no rest. On the other hand, Rose was able to start a successful business with the $50,000 she got for compensation. She decided to use the $4 million by investing in the stock market, where she also found tremendous success. A few years later, she would meet a kind gentleman who she would eventually marry and start a new life with. Rose was forever thankful to Roy for giving her such a great opportunity. She made it her life's goal that she would become happy and make her father-in-law proud. I guess people who aren't good at their jobs also have a hard time making plans about their futures. Use this as an example, and don't do what Simon did.
Are you? Your mother's waiting for you.
I'm still at work. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish today. She's in your hands.
Again? You've been working a lot of weekends lately, don't you think?
You'll need to direct any complaints to my boss.
I'm not complaining. Just it takes a lot of strength taking your mother to and from the bathroom since her leg is bad.
It's a good thing we installed the wheelchair-accessible, barrier-free toilet, isn't it? It's nice that luxury condos let you select things like that. The interior is also pretty impeccable, if I do say so. Man, I'm good.
Yeah, that definitely helps, but I've just been thinking it would also be helpful to have you around sometimes.
You mean just forget about work and come home?
No, just like at night or something. She's been waking up a lot at night and I haven't really been able to get much sleep.
Instead of getting up each and every time, if only there was some kind of invention. Some kind of diaper or something that she could wear at night to take care of that.
It seems like she'd just hold it if she can't get to the actual toilet. That's not really good for her health.
Well, not sleeping is definitely not going to work for me. You can take as many naps as you want though, right?
Where do you get that idea? I spend the day doing laundry and preparing meals. And there's other chores to do besides that, too. I don't have time for naps.
I'm just not able to do that kind of thing. You getting your caretaking certificate was really a godsend, you know?
The chores are whatever, really, but you could at least help with bathing.
Tomorrow, was it?
How many times have I told you her bath is every Sunday?
Isn't there someone else who's helping too? You don't really need me, do you?
Having a man around would also help, you know?
Is that so? Well, if I can wake up.
I think you can manage to get up by the afternoon.
It'll depend on how work goes today.
I think your mom would be much more at ease if she had relatives helping her.
Oh, I don't think she really understands much of what's going on anyway. One person is pretty much the same as any other.
I don't think that's the case at all. There are times when she's very alert and talking. Just today, she was awake and writing someone a letter.
A letter? To who?
I don't know the details, but she said it was to one of her old friends.
She's still got some friends who haven't kicked the bucket yet?
Can you be serious for once?
Sure, let's be serious. Your job is to take care of Mom. Mine is to pay the mortgage. We've split up the responsibilities, so please just take care of your part.
I know, but it's really impossible for just one person.
Alright, then pay rent.
If I free up my days for work, then what happens to your mother?
That's what I'm saying. Things are better the way they are now. I'm providing a pretty good life here, so can you occasionally do something other than complain? Anyway, I've got to get back to work.
The other caretaker has gone home, and your mom's in the bath.
Word.
What do you mean, word? You stuffed your face at lunch and then took off for the mall. If you're finished shopping, please come home already.
Seems like things are going just fine without me.
That's not the problem. Mary was helping me out today. I wanted to introduce you.
Mary? Didn't I meet her before at the bar?
Yeah, she's my old coworker. It's been forever since I saw her, what with there being no graduation ceremony and us both being caretakers now.
Well, what did she say?
She said your mother seems really nice.
No, not that. It was her first time at our place, right? Did she seem jealous that we have such a nice place?
Oh, that. She commented on how even the handrails seemed very flashy.
There's a lot of other things she should have looked at. But I guess women don't really get the appeal an expensive home has for men.
I think people just don't care that much about other people's houses. Anyway, your mom wants to know what time you're coming home.
Just tell her whatever.
Don't you think you could talk with your mother a bit more?
Ugh, she always just talks about the same stuff over and over. It's so annoying.
That's just how old people are. And besides, if your mother hadn't helped in the beginning, we wouldn't have been able to afford this place.
Since we're all living together, the least she could do was cover the down payment. Although I guess you don't really pay anything, do you?
I'm not sure how to put this, but when I was working at the care facility before, I saw this situation tons of times. After someone passes, the family always says they regret not spending more time talking to them when they had the chance.
I promise I won't say that.
We'll see. I think you'd be surprised at all of the different things she remembers.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Like, she still remembers when she first met me. Even though her leg had started getting worse around then, we were still able to eat together. She told me she remembers how delicious the delivery pizza we got was.
Really? That's what you guys ate?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm really happy when I can tell that she recognizes me. Why don't you try a little harder to look after her with me?
This again. You sound just like Mom, always repeating the same stuff. Change the record, will you? I'm gonna look at a few more stores and then head home.
Where are you actually?
At the mall, I said.
You've always got something to do. You're almost never here on your days off. Are you meeting someone?
Come on, don't just say that. Who is someone?
That's what I'm asking.
I'm just trying to get out a bit and enjoy what little time up I get. Man, wives that are suspicious of every little thing their husbands do are the worst.
We need to have a proper talk when you get home.
What do you want to talk about?
What do you think? We need to talk about our marriage. Ever since we got married, all I've been doing is working while the situation just goes on and on.
But this situation is fine. Anyway, I think I'm gonna be late today, so don't worry about dinner. You know, you're getting quite naggy lately, by the way. How's Mom?
She's still got a slight fever and is coughing. We've given up on the bath today, and I've sent Mary a message.
How about food? Did she eat?
She ate a bit of oatmeal a little bit after noon.
Glad to hear it. I'll be home as soon as I can.
You're golfing with clients today, right? I've got things under control here, so don't rush things.
Sorry for leaning on you so much. Please tell Mom that I called.
What happened to you?
Huh?
You've gotten so caring lately. Did something happen?
I think I'm normal.
You were speaking with your mom a few days ago, just the two of you. Did she say something to you?
That's got nothing to do with anything. Of course I'm nice to you guys. You and Mom are all I have in the world.
That's right. You never met your father, did you?
No, but apparently he was the president of some big company, and I was the product of just one night's work.
Yeah, but your mom said she really wanted to have you.
Probably for the child support.
That's definitely not the way your mother thinks.
That's right, she took a lump sum from him and cut off ties completely. If it were me, I would have taken him for much more cash.
This again?
Anyway, tell Mom to hang in there just a bit longer.
Of course. I knew you loved your mother.
Also, Anna, if there's anything that's troubling you, please let me know immediately.
What's this all of a sudden? Scary. You're worried about me? Is there some kind of disaster coming or something?
Come on now.
Sorry about before.
Before?
I accused you of fooling around. I know you've been working hard. I'm gonna work hard too. And the doctor said that Mom just has a bit of a cold and she should be fine. Good luck with your clients today.
Thanks. I'll leave it to you then. I just finished my meeting. How's Mom?
I called the doctor and she's here checking her right now. Please get home quick.
What is going on? Didn't you say it was just a cold yesterday?
Yeah, but this morning her fever suddenly spiked. She said it looks like aspirative pneumonia.
What does that even mean? Anyway, tell Mom that I'm on my way. Are you there? I just got in a cab.
Ken, please try to listen calmly.
How can I possibly be calm at a time like this?
Ken, your mom just passed away.
What? That's in poor taste. Don't joke around right now.
I'm so sorry. I told you I would look after her.
What? Really? What? Are you serious right now? Hey!
I'm sorry. After you left this morning, she gave me a letter to hold on to. I haven't read it yet. So, when you get here, do you want to read it together?
Oh, you better be ready when I get home.
Huh? I know you wanted to be with her for her last moments and talk with her one last time. And now I know you're probably wishing you spent more time looking after her.
Hey! You knew about the inheritance, didn't you? Is that why you stayed quiet about her condition getting worse?
Huh? What inheritance?
Don't play dumb with me. Mom left you $50,000.
What?
Oh, you're so transparent. You whispered into her ear to worm your way into her will.
What will?
What am I supposed to guess that letter that she gave you is? That's the will, isn't it?
What? No way. You think this could be...
You tricked her into writing it, didn't you? She said she's leaving you everything.
Everything? What? Sorry, let me look at the letter real quick.
That was your plan from the start, wasn't it?
From the start? I didn't do anything. Huh, you were right. She really left me everything. But why?
Lay off it. She told me everything. She said if we didn't have a mutually supportive marriage by the time she kicks the bucket, then she wasn't going to leave me a red cent. She said she'd leave everything to you if things continued the way they were.
I swear, this is the first that I've heard of this. Of course I would have talked about it with you if I knew about it.
I wonder. Maybe? Is this revenge?
Revenge? For what?
You were just fuming, weren't you? That I was taken with a younger woman?
Wait, what?
You knew, didn't you? The whole time I was going out with the new girl at the office?
Oh, you really were fooling around. Let me guess. She was there when you were golfing with clients? That's why you ended up out until the middle of the night.
And so what if she was? You're like a shrew, always just going on about helping with this or helping with that. If you wanted me to be with you, you could have dolled yourself up a bit more sometimes.
What? You're the one who asked me to look after your mother.
No kidding. Why do you think I married you?
Wait, you mean you just wanted someone who could look after your mother? That's why I first met you at the bar where all the girls from the care facility go.
What about you? You were just after my salary, right? You could never dream of living in a place like we do with just your caretaker's salary. I gave you a better life, and then you do me like this?
That's enough. I get it. I guess I'll see you in court.
That's my line, isn't it? I'll see you in court. And I'll get that will nulled. For tricking my dying mother? Buckle up. Hey, where are you?
Mary's house.
Mary's house? Where's dinner?
I'm not going back to the condo. The lawyer told me that all the paperwork is finished as of today.
Huh? What lawyer? What paperwork?
It seems your mother also sent a copy of the will to a lawyer that she knew.
Aha! Is there any line you won't cross in your indecency? Mom had a bad leg. There's no way she sent a will to a lawyer by herself. You made her write it and then deliver it personally, didn't you?
I told you that she wrote a letter to a friend recently. But sure, I'm the one who mailed it. I didn't ask her what was inside it, but it appears that it was indeed the will.
Hey, come back home for a second. I'm the son. There's no way I'm giving you my mom's money.
Well, it appears that she'd been talking with this lawyer for quite some time. It seems that if the will is nice and proper, it takes priority over blood when it comes to inheritance. Oh, and by the way, I'm suing your girlfriend also.
Get real. You got pretty bold once you got your hands on some money, huh?
I don't think so. Anyway, I told you before that we need to talk about our marriage, remember?
So let's talk about it now.
There's nothing to talk about anymore. Now that I know you just married me to get a free caretaker for your mom, And while I was taking care of her, you were out cheating on me. So we're getting divorced.
What? Get real, we're not getting a divorce.
Why not? Because you want your mother's inheritance? Or because you don't want to pay alimony? Ah, probably both, right?
Hey, Anna, let's fix things.
But there's nothing to fix. There was never anything there from the start. I was just a free caretaker for your mom, remember?
Come on, don't say that. Mom's gone now. We can spend our weekends quite comfortable here, just the two of us. Hey, now that we've got the time, we could even think about having a kid. That's right. Why don't we turn Mom's old room into a baby room?
Speaking of indecency, your mom just passed away. Why don't you make a baby with your bimbo girlfriend?
Forget about her. I want to make a baby with you.
I'm just a free caretaker. I don't think I'd like to change jobs to free housewife.
Fine, how about a trip? We never had a honeymoon, let's do it now.
Give it a rest, will you? Anyway, I'm not going to spend your mother's inheritance. I've decided to donate all of it to an organization for elderly care.
What? Don't think I'll just stand by and let you do that.
I think your mother is probably looking down from heaven and smiling at the idea.
Hey! Anna, come home.
Anyway, we can work the rest out through the lawyers. I bet if you sold that nice condo, it would help out with your alimony. Oh, but you're still paying it off. Anyway, I was thinking a bit about this before.
What?
Even if you try to sell it, I don't think anyone would want to buy it. I didn't want to say anything before, but you have absolutely terrible taste. After that, I went back to live with my parents and started working at a care facility again. I used the alimony to remodel my parents' house to a barrier-free style. Their legs and backs are starting to get a bit weaker, so I installed handrails throughout the house. Not kitschy, flashy ones, of course, just normal ones. As for Ken, it seems he ended up getting remarried to his girlfriend. When people at work found out, I guess there were a lot of arguments and they were both chased out. Forced to take a job with a lower salary, Ken had to leave the luxury condo. Now they live in a small, cozy apartment built for one. As for me, I've picked up pottery in the last year, and a cute guy I met in class recently asked me out. Just yesterday, I told him okay. He runs his own chiropractic office. He's easy to talk to, and I get the feeling that if the two of us work together, we can get through anything. We've got a museum date this weekend.